Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Fair Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Free and joined by me are my co-hosts. We got Christian in the house, Lefty, and we got Dion from Not a Gang Podcast. How we doing, fellas?
Doing all right.
It is what it is. Um, so we got a special guest coming on in a little bit. And it's Rod from Sports Laugh and Chill. So he should be joining us shortly. What's up, JV? How you doing?
JV, how's it going, my brother? Hope you're doing all right,
Throwback.
man. Nothing but love to you and the fam.
Tommy, what's up? JV, hopefully you could join us later on after work, but let us know. All right, guys,
What's
let's
good,
get right
Manly?
into it. Let's get right into it. The 49ers yet again lose against the Kansas City Chiefs 28-18. And we just did not lose, but we lost Brandon Ayuk for the season with a torn ACL and MCL. Guys, what the fuck happened? Christian, go first.
This team's just not very good. It's not well coached. Can't seem to get out of our own way. Our coach has no creativity, so our quarterback has to try to make up for that. We're running the ball into 9-man boxes, hoping we're going to get a first down because there's no creativity. There's nothing. It's, Brock didn't play his best, but it seems like Kyle doesn't think he can coach or be creative without McCaffrey. So it's up to Brock to like be special every time, and sometimes he can't be special and doesn't play as well as he should. And he didn't play his best today. Our offense was mediocre. Our defense was great. Special teams mediocre as always. We're just not a great team right now. We're not well coached. Offense can't pull its head out of its ass. I mean, the Chiefs are not. I know they're 6-0, but they do not look like a good team. They look mediocre, but they have won games, but they look mediocre. The league just is mediocre in general. But that was if that was the time we were going to beat the Chiefs, it was then, because they did not play good. We just played worse. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree, man. The defense played well enough to keep us in the game. It's
Defense
just
played great.
yeah, and we couldn't get anything going on the offense, bro. And then when we did, stupid mistakes happened. Like honestly, yeah, all three picks, they were definitely on Brock, and Brock said it also too in the presser after the game that was on him, especially the one to Ronnie Bell. That was actually on him and not Ronnie Bell.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck.
When we all thought it was Ronnie
so
Bell.
badly. And because Ronnie Bell was wide open, and the last pick though, his elbow did get hit. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown that, but it looked like he was trying to fit that in a tight window between the defenders.
Yeah,
probably still doesn't work, but didn't they only rush 3 and still got to him? I mean, what do you expect? Our offensive line is garbage.
Yeah, our O line's horrible, and the fact that we have fans saying that our O line's like top tier, it's fucking ridiculous.
No,
it's beyond.
Purdy makes up for the deficiencies in the offensive line quite often.
Yeah, he does.
This team just
honestly, how many times do you see him running for his fucking life all the time?
Oh, honestly, this team,
right?
This team just, I don't know, dude. I feel like the Super Bowl window is closing or has closed. I felt like that right after the Super Bowl. I think that's why it hit me so hard, because it's closed. So some things have to change. I mean, I don't know what the change is, but either our coach has to adapt and learn how to do some things differently and not just think that his scheme is great and going to do everything. Like, put it more on Brock in the sense where he needs to go and read a defense and see what he's going to call and be able to audible instead of just, Kyle's schemed play is going to work. You know what I mean? Like, and Brock, and the crazy thing is Brock had some bad. He played bad at times. I mean, you don't want to knock him, but it's like, if if he puts the ball out in front, maybe we have 2 more touchdowns in that game. I'm not saying, because you can't always get everything on a ball when the pass rush is in your face, whatever, So I'm not knocking
Right.
him. We completed the passes, but man, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, but
All good, man.
um,
Dion. Oh, you done?
oh yeah,
Or
I
no?
was gonna
You still
say
got
one sec. I was gonna say that Purdy threw some freaking super tight window throws and some super nice passes that were dropped. The one to Juice and the one to Ayuk were freaking gorgeous, and they weren't caught. Obviously, the defender made a good play on, but that was a like really nice throw. Go ahead, Dion. Sorry.
Oh no, man! I honestly was enjoying the fact that Brandon was fucking so involved. That's why I didn't say shit. He was going fuck off. I left it alone. I'm like, hey, do your thing, man, and you ain't hurt my feelings
right.
by
Dude,
any
when-
stretch of the imagination. I like it. So for me, guys, I know what my tag says on YouTube. Okay. At the end of the day, so there's a comment up here that Dave put, and he says he needs a tattoo of property of Andy Reid. No, Dave. That is a tattoo of property of Steve Spagnuolo. See, we always say it's head coach versus head coach. It's not. It never is. Because the offense ain't going against the offense. The offense is going against the defense. So in this moment, it is Kyle Shanahan versus Steve Spagnuolo. Spags has made him his bitch on every occasion. He's found a way to shut the offense down. But what kills me is the mistakes. I love that Brock took, accountability. We all love that. We appreciate it. And people, quarterbacks have bad games. Don't go out there and start talking. Like, I'm guaranteeing you there's people out there talking about trade him, cut him, don't pay him. All that. Listen to me, man. Every quarterback has a shitty game, bro. They ain't a quarterback alive to tell you
Mahomes had a shitty game. He just won.
Mahomes has thrown more interceptions than fucking touchdowns on the season,
bro.
people.
Mahomes,
More interceptions than touchdowns, and these motherfuckers are still 6-0.
The discourse,
First of all,
discourse with Mahomes blows my freaking mind.
Yeah, let me say this. Patrick Mahomes right now is the epitome of seeing that the game is rigged. You can't. There's no way you can play. You can't come into this game with 6 TDs and 6 interceptions and be 5-0. Your defense is nice, but it ain't that nice. They don't even score.
I think they get help, Dion, but I also think the whole league in a whole right this season is down. Like, there's been a lot of kind of poor football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have not really enjoyed this season because the quality of play has been down quite a lot.
And for me, my biggest issue with yesterday's game is just that exactly what Lefty said, man. No creativity. Why are we running the ball in the 9-man boxes? And my biggest problem yesterday was I love Mason. I really do. Why were you running into those crowds? You saw there was a pile of people. Why did you not go away? Look,
I don't think there was anywhere for him to go. I don't think there was anywhere for him to go. Really?
There were at least, I count at least 3 times. If he counters and goes the opposite direction, he has positive yardage instead of just being stopped for no gain.
Yeah, I think that comes with
it just
experience and time.
Comes with you're right. It comes with experience. It comes with time. Because for me, I'm thinking one of 2 things. One, it's what Lefty alluded to, experience and time. Or 2, I don't want to get yelled at by the head coach going the opposite direction when he called the play. Because you've seen Kyle get pissed when players don't do what he said to do. He has that kind of ego where it's like, hey, man, I told you to run a dig. Why'd you run a post? Because I saw the coverage was fucked up and I knew that post was going to pay off. Didn't we score? Yeah. Why the fuck are you mad? Shut up. Like it's and the other thing, the other thing that's killing me is every time we're at home, guess who keeps calling our fucking games? It's Tom Brady. The guy,
that was awful.
the
That was
guy
awful.
that we could have had if not for our egotistical head coach, because he does not like to give up control. And he knows that Brady would have been like, no, we going to run what the fuck I run because it make most sense. And we can do your little run game because your run game is better. I never had that in New England. So Tom would have, if Tom Brady was here, he would have appreciated the run game that we brought because he never had anything like that in New England. But that pass game, yeah, you just adapt. It's Brady. The fuck?
See,
7
the problem-
rings, bro? I'm sorry. This motherfucker has 7 rings for a fucking reason. There's no, you don't get 7 rings just off of luck. And it's not like he got those 7 rings based off of, you know, him just being that damn great. He got his ass handed to him in several of those Super Bowls, but he found a way to win a few. And
So-
my thing is, I don't want what's going on, Rod.
You're wrong.
Weird.
But my biggest thing is with this game, I'm really tired of losing to the Chiefs. And I can tell you right now with all certainty, yesterday there was one random Chiefs fan in our bar trolling us, and I had to politely let him know, you see there are many of us and one of you, I'm gonna need you to calm all the way down. And I said, I'm telling you this as a good human being for your own safety. There's a lot of people in here that are angry right now, and there's a lot of liquor in here. And when people are angry and they have liquor in their system, they don't mind fighting. You know why? Because you ain't gonna feel the pain right then and there. You're gonna feel it tomorrow. I said, so I understand, you know, y'all won, and it's just to get. Let me explain something to you. There's about 100 of us and one of you. You will get your ass mopped the fuck up, and somebody will put you in a corner, and they'll just say you fell asleep. You got to know your limits. Relax. And dude looked at me and he was like, it's like that. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's really like that in this bar. We really like that. I said, what you are messing with is people from all parts of California. This ain't just the Bay. This LA. This is mid parts of California. This is Northern California. I just told him, I'm like, look, I get that you won, accept your win, but shut the fuck up. Like, we don't want to keep hearing that shit. You want to go do that, take your ass outside, bro, because I'm dead ass serious. You're going to get yourself hurt in this bitch. And when he looked me dead in my eyes, and he was like, oh, I ain't worried about no trouble. And as soon as he said I ain't worried about no trouble, about 6 different Niner fans, all of the biggest motherfuckers in the bar walked up and was like, oh, you ain't worried about no trouble? Okay. Keep running your mouth. You'll find out. And he magically disappeared. Here's the thing, like, you got to remember, yes, you have your little moment, you know, you say what you want to say, it's cool. But what you don't realize is people are human and they will react. And reaction is not always the best, especially when you just came on over there. You can say fuck the Dodgers all you want, but we in the World Series and your bitch ass ain't. It's that simple.
Hey, my team's in the World Series
Dion,
too,
but
Dion.
they might just
Go
choke
Yankees,
again, okay?
baby.
You said what? Look, man, don't
They
do
might
that,
just choke
okay?
you.
Don't be a hater, man. Don't be mad because your little punk ass Giants ain't do shit.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't stand the Dodgers, bro. I can't.
I'm a Yankees
Don't be
fan.
mad. I know
I'm a
Matt
Yankees
in the
fan,
chat.
so go Yankees.
Matt over there in the chat pissed off because
Well,
I told he
anyways.
literally said in the chat,
Hey.
I'm the only person that does not watch baseball, but lights a fire under his ass when I talk shit because I'm random. I always come out of nowhere. And I'm telling you right now, this is the best thing for baseball.
It's all right. Yankees gonna win it anyway.
Yankees ain't winning shit.
Yankees are gonna win.
And so can Aaron Judge. Fuck him too. I don't care nothing about
Your guys'
dumbass
lack of pitching is
pinstripes
gonna bite
and
you
your
right in
fucking
the ass.
clean face. We the Dodgers. We from LA. We gritty. We grimy. We literally in the middle of the fucking hood. That's where
Can't
we
pitch for
at.
shit.
Nobody give a
Tell
fuck
them,
about
Brandon.
the Yankees. Nobody cares about that shit. Worthless
they're winning.
Go
bastards.
Yankees.
Ooh, we're clean.
Go
cut.
Yankees, baby.
We're clean cut. You know, we put our lunch pail together, guys. Here, yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
all
we're the
that
greatest
shit,
franchise
man.
All right. Anyways,
in all of sports.
Anyways,
Anyways,
back to
now
the
that-
game.
Thank you.
Now that
The
Rod
Yankees
has
gonna
joined us, Rod,
Dodgers
let me
gonna
get
win. We
your
know that
thoughts
already.
on
Let's
yesterday's
get Rod's
game, man.
thoughts.
Fucking Dion.
Y'all ready?
Mm,
Y'all ready?
Yep, I'm ready for
Please
it.
do.
I've been
Please
waiting
do.
for this all weekend.
Oh, please do.
Here we go.
Do
Number
it.
one. Fuck Kyle Shanahan. And y'all people who out there who want to sit up there and condone this foolishness, y'all the same toxic people that love relationships where y'all get y'all asses whooped and then make excuses for the person that whoops your ass. I'm just that type of person. At the end of the day, y'all can keep on making excuses for somebody who ain't gonna win shit, who ain't gonna do shit, who ain't making nothing happen. It's every excuse under the sun. Hey, feel bad for Debo. Shout out to him. Hopefully he doesn't, he gets out, speedy recovery, all that. He didn't play. The whole scheme and game was pretty much wrapped around him. And then when he didn't, for whatever reason, obviously it didn't go down, the whole game plan went out the window. But Andy Reid can lose players, and then continue to keep the ball rolling, make adjustments. That's something Kyle never has done, but people make these same stupid ass excuses for the man. And, well, we didn't have this player. Well, we didn't have this player. Andy Reid didn't have his players. Now what? There is no more. Y'all keep coming up with more and more and more and more excuses for somebody who ain't won shit. Now you got somebody in here who's about to have an even longer tenure than Bill Walsh, George Seifert, and I think those two guys won rings, multiple rings at that. And you guys condone this foolishness to sit up here and say Kyle Shanahan is a fucking genius. All you hoes out there want to sit up there and condone this. I'm done with this. I've been done. I've been done. Y'all sit up here and tell me, well, who do you guys want? I don't give a fuck who comes in here. At the end of the day, I'm just tired of this same mediocrity bullshit. Well, we done made it to 4 NFC championships. And is that what you guys look forward to? Is making NFC championships and being hyped about that?
Relevant.
Oh, well, we made it to that. To all y'all with that. All y'all can unfollow me. I don't care. I'm not really with the shit like that anyway.
Before you go, Christian, hold up. Put Tommy's comment back up there. You know what I'm talking about, Brandon. Here's the issue with that. Why does it have to be 10 damn years? Why is it the fact that when we go away from Kyle, it's going to be forever before we become relevant again? We went away from John Harbaugh. We went away from him. No, Jim. Sorry, Jim. We went away from Jim Harbaugh. It was 2 years. My bad. 3. Because when Kyle first came in, he had his head up his ass thinking that Brian Hoyer was going to do something. So it was 3 years. Did it take it? Did we fall apart?
But that's relevant. You're talking to relevant fans when it comes to that.
I don't understand why everybody thinks that the minute that Kyle walks out the door that we are just in the tank, we're dumped, we're worthless, we're this, we're that. He is not the end all be all to us winning championships. He is not. So whenever Kyle decides to go, whenever Jed gets off his dick, you know what I'm saying, then he goes and somebody else comes in. Who? I don't know. They'll come in.
Don't care.
But I don't care. At the end of the day, the one thing that people get mad at me and Rod about is stating the fact. No one gives a fuck about second place. This is not that kind of business. This ain't the Olympics where you remember for being 1, 2, and 3. There is no gold, silver, and bronze in football. It's either all or nothing.
What do you play for?
Point blank. And you can't sit up there and continue to figure, hey, we let this dude go. We're going to be in purgatory. And everybody's going to line up to run to get him. And look what let me tell you this. I do not think that there is a lot of people have told me there are teams out there that would die for what we have, that will want what we have. And I explained to them, you want to just be relevant. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. The Carolina Panthers, the Cleveland Browns, the Giants, exactly. You're telling me all these teams in the league want to be relevant, but never have a ring to show for it. No, I don't think that any team in the league wants to just continually be competitive, but never get a ring. No team wants that. Nobody. There's not a team in any sport that will tell you, I will take being relevant over getting to the top of the mountain and conquering that bitch. There's nobody that'll do that.
Hey, and to Tommy, if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's officially on the hot seat. He should be fired.
No, he won't be.
I agree with you. He won't be.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
This is Jed. We know
He
Jed.
just resigned. He just resigned.
He has
I agree. He won't be. I agree.
He has that. So let me tell you why, though. He has after the bye week to hopefully make some adjustments and let go of his ego with his scheme and do some things differently that, change up the offense, give Purdy some more ability to audible and see if that works. But this team's already got so many injuries. It's an automatic wash, and whatever happened is icing on the cake. So because of the injuries, he's going to automatically get the wash from ownership because of all the injuries. So it's going to be like, oh, well, we got to punt on this season because all the injuries. That's not your fault. That happens. We can't have injuries to all of our stars and still win games. So it's going to be.
I like this one, Tommy. The NFC West is putrid, so that still does give us a chance. The Rams don't look great. The Cardinals don't look great. And
I'd rather
just ain't looking no better. So
I'd rather
we will have an opportunity to win our division. That much I will agree with them on. Yes, we could still have an opportunity to win the division. It might be at 10-7 with the way that things are going.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry. With the way that we played, with the way that we played this last game, I usually am 1,000% on us beating the Cowboys. I already know that's gonna.
I'll watch the game, but I got no expectations.
I watched that game. Let me tell you this. What did Jacob Cowan?
What's up, Dan?
When he just came
what up, man?
Dion, I've been calling for counting.
Yeah, I know you have. I know you have. You ain't.
Oh my
God.
Dude,
you have. You and me.
But I got so mad when they took him back out.
Jacob Cowing had 2 catches for 50 fucking yards. Now, mind you, the numbers are inflated because 41 of those yards was one of the catches. And that's on 3 targets. But here's the thing. If the boy gives you a 41-yard catch, why the fuck is he out of the game? You're going to put in Chris Conley? Right. You're going to put in other – no. Dude, at the end of the day, you know what I'm doing?
And Ronnie Bell.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like this. I'm saying to myself, I've lost Brandon Ayuk for the season. Debo, we lucked out with him. He was sick, bro. And I mean,
but he's got
sometimes you get sick like that, and you just can't do shit. Like you just don't have your body is telling you.
But he's got pneumonia.
You go out there, you are doing a goddamn thing. So I get it.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. I'm going to put Pearsall in Ayuk spot.
Pearsall's going to need some time. He hasn't had. Well, the first time he's seen the field.
Here's the problem. There are times where you don't have the fucking time. You don't have time to develop. Your development is going to be in game, and it's going to happen right the fuck now. And that's unfortunately we're gonna need Ricky Pearsall to take Ayuk's spot because Juwan is dealing with that hip injury. We probably don't see Juwan until after the bye week.
We got Cowing, who looks like a pretty decent route runner. That double move he made to get open was insane.
But that's what I'm saying. So I would say if I'm Kyle, I look at it and I go, here are my wide receivers. I got Pearsall here. I got Debo here. When I get Jennings healthy, Pearsall, you moving inside. Or I could put Pearsall and Jennings on the outside, Debo get in the slot and tear them up. But
I got a question for you guys.
And I'm getting Jacob Cowing involved in the pass game. He hasn't been able to do shit in the run game, in the punt return game. You know why? Our special teams is trash. So you have him back there literally catching the ball. If that's the case, put Juice back there.
Dude, special teams literally cost us the
It's not
Super
hard.
Bowl.
Yeah, so for me, it's just a situation of them understanding what the flaws are, how to fix them, addressing them properly, and doing it in a way that doesn't make it detrimental to you winning. You, Kyle, have to get out of your own way, understand what your circumstances are, and work within them. Consistently, I say this, and this is what Kyle always tries to tell us before the season, and then when the season comes, it becomes a lie. He says, hey, we train all our running backs to do what Christian can do. So when he's out, we don't skip a beat. Then why on God's green earth are you not doing the same shit you do with him that you do with the other guys, but you train them for it? If that's the case, you need to be able to do that and make sure those dudes know what they're
From
doing.
what it seems like,
You
Dion,
had-
is teams are
Hold
too
on,
scared.
hold on real quick, guys. Hold on. I got a question for you guys. I'm going to go with Rod first, Dion, and then Christian, okay? Let me ask you this. Do you guys think we have the same exact issues with Christian McCaffrey in there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Really?
think so, but I don't know because some
It's not
defenses
as
will be too
bad,
scared.
but yes.
Some
Yeah.
defenses will be too scared to play us man because they'll be worried they can't cover him in man coverage, so they'll play zone, and then we'll be able to eat up the zone.
There you go.
The problem is the Chiefs were good enough in the Super Bowl to somewhat neutralize McCaffrey in man, where other defenses haven't been able to. So that's really
Hey,
But
man,
again,
there.
who is that?
the
it's
Kent-
all-
Casey-
Spagnolo.
KC lined up and said, you know what, we'll go man, and we'll give you guys everything on the outside. You guys get nothing in the middle of the field. Kyle only draws up
In the
main
middle of the
his
field.
main plays
Yeah.
are in the middle of the field. So all they did was sit up there and say, we'll give you everything else. You can't have nothing in the middle. We scored 0 points offensively. Zero. 2 possessions was in the zone, and Brock threw 2 interceptions. Those were points. So, hey man,
I'm gonna share something real quick because
I mean,
wanna-
I do have to say though, yes, like they did find a way to win, but I don't think KC's offense looked that much better either though.
Oh no, I'm
Mostly
sharing.
defensive
I'm
game.
trying to share these stats right now. It should be coming up.
regardless
All right.
of if they had the position or if they had it or not, at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is the person that can get the
What's up,
job
JV?
done. And as long as he can get the job done or whatever the case may be, that's all that matters to him. As long as he can get the job done, Patty Mahomes will get it done. He had the same type of burst as Brock did yesterday. The only figure and the only point that was made, he ended up getting the job done. Shout out to Malik Mustafa for seeing how the ground felt after he got ran over too.
Hey,
Yeah.
look. So first off,
What's up, JV?
Shout out to my brother JV. Good to
What's
see
up,
you,
fam?
man.
I think
Good,
Mustafa
dude.
lost his footing though.
What's up, Rod? Good to see you, brother.
Likewise,
What's up,
brother.
family? What are you guys doing? Chopping this shit up?
just chop
Yeah.
this shit up, man. Go ahead, give us your thoughts on the game. I'll bring the stats back. in a
Yeah.
sec.
Look, man, I'm not. Here's the thing, fam. Okay, so let's chop this up. The offense is different this season, different from last season. Something's not right. BA out of place. Dude looks out of place, out of sorts. Brock doesn't trust BA. I just don't. I see a more mobile version of Purdy, which I like. I love seeing him move. I like the way he feels the pressure. I like the way he escapes the pressure. But when you're doing that against booty crack teams, and then you're not doing that against the Chiefs, there's a problem. There's a problem there, right? So I don't understand why we're doing that. Like, I don't understand why we're installing those mobile runs for Purdy. Like, the line ain't that different. Nothing's changed, but my guy is running all over the place. And then
Well, Jake
timing's
Brindle can't
off.
block anybody.
Well, not when you're running around for fucking 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. The offensive line's gonna lose track of you, bro. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know
Facts.
where you're at. Right? I mean, they're coming back. They're doubling back to block.
Yeah, they're like, wait,
they're running all over the
where the
joint.
fuck did we go?
And then
This
you
is that
want
Iowa State. This is that Iowa State Brock.
It's just not. I love it. I like that you can do it. I just don't like that you're doing it. You feel me? What the fuck's going on with all these boxes
You
switching
don't like
around,
the
B?
why. Why you don't like the why?
They can be dizzy, bro.
being so
Lefty's
mobile.
over here, lefty's over there. I'm over here. Dion's
know,
over
My
there.
bad,
Rob's
David.
over
My
here.
bad.
Well, look, Lefty is trying to be Brock right now. He's moving every damn where.
Yeah.
You know, but
Look.
I think what JV is saying is he doesn't like the why. It's not the action, it's the reason. And you're only doing that because we have a shit O line. Colton McKivitz can't block a fucking cold.
No.
They rushed 3 and they let him hit, bro. He let him Karlaftis.
I'm sorry if you have a 5-man front and 3 people get through. All of y'all need to be bitch slapped. There's no way in hell. Now, one thing I do want to talk about real quick before I kick it right back to JV. Let me say something. I can't stand the refs. I don't like them a lot. I hate them with a passion. And I'm tired of everybody on Kansas City getting a fucking pass for the bullshit they do, but all other teams that play them get the flags. You threw Trent Williams out of the game when this motherfucker on the replay hit him first. So you threw Trent out because he reacted, but you didn't throw that bitch ass motherfucker out when he was the one who actually initiated the goddamn contact. See,
Let me ask you a question, Dion.
For the
Let me ask you a
Chiefs,
question, Dion.
it's
Let me ask you
always
a question.
what is that?
To that, did it matter at that time whether he was in the game or not? Did it matter?
It didn't. But at the end of the day,
It's
for
the principle. I get it.
The principle.
I mean, I
I'm
get it,
tired of
yeah,
watching it. I'm tired of watching the Chiefs get this shit, and you continuously. No. Let me tell you something.
Soft
First of all,
holding
if
calls
I'm
on
in
us.
football, hold on real quick. If I am playing football and I have my helmet on, and you punch me, instead of me doing what Trent did, because I mean that was just a knee-jerk reaction. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take y'all back some years. There was a young man by the name of Andre Johnson. There was an asshole cornerback by the name of Cortland Finnegan. I'm gonna do what got done to Finnegan. I'm gonna drag you all over the fucking field. If I'm gonna get kicked out of the game and I'm gonna get fined, I'm gonna make sure I make you pay for it because I'm not sitting up here getting like you can't get away with shit like that. Yes, it didn't matter at the time that it happened, but either way, I'm saying it's consistent with the theme that Kansas City is coddled. They are held. They got that picture of Mahomes and the refs kissing. Believe you me, these motherfuckers must be tonguing each other down and hanging the Diddy parties together because that's how the shit goes down.
They were. I mean, they were calling.
Kick it back to JV.
They were ruining our drives with holding calls that were soft, and then obviously we're watching these crazy holds on Bosa every drive, and it's like not one flag, and they would completely ruin a drive on some soft ass freaking call against us.
It's crazy.
It's not about the calls for me though. Lefty.
Thank you, John. It isn't about the calls with me either. I'm not going to
look.
There's plenty of there's a lot of football to be played in between all of those things, right?
No, I
so
know.
like,
I'm not saying that's why we lost. I was just saying like I hate seeing how
narrow the eye, but I mean,
yeah, but that's not changed since 2019, bro. Like that's been
it's infuriating.
That's why I don't believe in investing into this ridiculous line, because once you make it to the grand finale, them holds against that elite talent, what are you investing $100 million in a line for? Nothing's gonna happen. Those guys are gonna get you to the big show, but when push comes to shove, if you're not calling holds, what do you need these guys for? It's in the secondary. That's where I wanted to be elite. That's where I wanted all the eggs in one basket. In the secondary, the pass rush.
Secondary did their job though, John.
They did.
I mean, they did. Look, let me sum up. Let me just give you my opinion. Let me just tell you how I felt about the game, and then we'll go from there. First and foremost, losing BA was the biggest loss of the day. I didn't give a fuck about losing to Kansas City. Okay, this is something that you need to understand about me. I believe that teams just can be better. They just be better than you. The Niners are not good enough to beat Kansas City. No matter how close, no matter how far, it's always the same result, right? There's always the Patrick Mahomes effect. You can't touch that motherfucker. There's a flag. All right. I was pounding the table for Fred Warner to knock his fucking head off. Fred was 2 hands away. He was this close. He was this close to getting Patrick Mahomes, even just to shove him out of bounds, right? But he didn't. He just fell short. All right. If you ask me, he dove too soon. That's where the game gets muddy, right? When he does shit like that, when he dances up the sideline like the dancing queen, just all the way up. And the Niners are missing. Fred Warner's missing. Winters is taking bad angles. That motherfucker he shoots every time and misses every time, right? He misses more than he tackles. Let's just say that. But I'll take that over Campbell. And twice on Sunday. I will take that. I do not want to see Yadam, and I don't want to see Campbell on my football team. Neither one of them. Pack them up, send them out. But at the end of the day, this game went exactly as I thought it would, especially with no JJ, Debo, and then BA blowing out his knee. Now, Brock has been shit this game, and now he's expected to throw to Cowing, Bell, and Pearsall, whom he has 0 to no reps with, right? And people are going to pound the table and say he was inaccurate. He missed. He had a bad game, and the rest of the squad, the run game, Jordan Mason's been doing this fucking sidestep. The second you remember when Mason will get the ball, he would shoot straight through. I don't give a fuck if there was a hole or not. He's running everybody over, just going right through, mowing you over. Now he does this sidestep. He slows himself, like loses momentum, and he runs right into what is not a gap. 0. It's weird to me. Something's off with it. I don't know if it's the shoulder.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Shoulder. He was protecting the shoulder as he was running.
He was protecting the shoulder, right?
Trying to hurt himself, yeah. And that's just got to be a lot painful. I mean, honestly, you get smart. You know what I'm saying? You got all that little tape, whatever that shit is. But you might have to go old school every now and then. Jordan, get that cortisone shot, man. That motherfucker, you won't feel a goddamn thing. It's all
dude. Just. The whole game plan for me, like I heard you guys earlier, it was very vanilla. We've heard this all week long, or we've heard this all day.
Brock's trying to overcompensate for that, and sometimes his play is down because of him trying to overcompensate.
Lefty, I mean, look, brother, I just don't make excuses for any of this shit. He's had a bad game, bro. I'm not even
saying this game. He had a bad game, but I see a lot of him trying to overcompensate because of Kyle's inadequacies as a play caller this year. Like he had a bad game, but I see a lot of pressure on Brock when he's making certain things. This was a bad game, but I just noticed it all around that he's trying so hard to just be like Superman because he has to, because he's surrounded by inadequacy at the moment.
It's too much scheming for Debo. And then when Debo didn't yesterday, I feel like that whole game plan was just confusing. And they didn't know what to do. It just looked confusing.
And it goes right back to what you said earlier. When the players that are there are not in the game that the game plan was designed for, he doesn't make the adjustments. He just
but Dion, here's the thing about that. This is where I disagree with the whole. You can adjust minor fine-tuned things, but when you feature a player and those installs are practiced all week long with that specific player, the timing is everything. If you don't have that, the play goes to shit.
The problem is,
once you feature a player in this offense, if that player is injured or in this case he's got pneumonia and he misses, like we saw him. We saw an adjustment. We saw whatever the fuck that was. That was whatever the fuck that was the adjustment to the absent Debo, right? That was it. That was it. That's what it looks like when who you feature can't play. That's what it looks like.
Think about this though. They're running man just about every, the whole time on defense.
What's up,
They're blitzing. They're running man and running blitzes from man. Not one time do you see it do we see one man beater call? We don't see any screens. We see one screen in the red zone and we get 9 yards and then don't get another yard after that. But we don't see any end arounds. We don't see anything that is somewhat creative to beat man. Like not one screen. You're telling me none of the running backs on that team can catch a screen and take it? You tell me Garendo couldn't freaking catch a screen and take it with some open field, and then they got to try to tackle him when he's got a full.
They were blitzing hardcore, bro. You might call a screen, but who's to say those edges cave and you don't even get to throw off? He already got swatted down once, bro.
I'm just saying. It doesn't have to be a screen, but there's other man beaters you can dial up that you're not even trying to do.
I feel like regardless
especially
of
when they're blitzing in man. If they're blitzing in man, you should be able to if you could call the right play, that's a touchdown.
But the thing about it is, Lefty,
very creative. He's very creative with his fronts, man. He is constantly evolving, and we are not evolving.
There we go.
We are still executing
wrong.
the 2017
same offense.
We're not even.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like it's still effective. I mean, when you have the pieces to execute the offense, it's still. I mean, look, it can't be that bad. Everybody else is using it throughout the league, right?
Yep.
It can't be that bad. It's just when we don't have those pieces to execute this offense, we look stale, bro. This is exactly why I believe that, Kyle, when we have all these weapons and we can feature players week in, week out, Debo's absence, look at what that fucking game looks like. Look at whatever the fuck that was adjusting.
You're not a genius.
It was a shit show.
If that's the case, when you lose,
it was a shit show.
You should be able to make your offense work without having certain players. It shouldn't be all predicated on these certain players. Like, you're supposed to be this genius and call up these awesome.
Well, how much time is in the day, Lefty? I mean, you still gotta get the timing right with the quarterback and the receiver. Like, they each have a role. They each play a different role in this offense. It's not as easy as we think it is. Now, look, I'm not going to come on here and tell y'all how to feel, how to think.
With the screen in general, that it's predicated all on one player. So if that player's not there, everything goes to shit. Well, you know what I mean?
Well, look at how successful we were last season. We featured CMC and then another receiver. Like we were.
I know, I get that, but we don't have that.
We are missing.
Adapt.
We are missing that piece.
See, that's the thing, though. But once you miss that,
that.
We haven't had that. We haven't had that piece all season, John.
All season.
We all understand that. We haven't had that piece for 7 weeks. You mean to tell me for 7 weeks you can't pivot and adjust and make
not with Mason? Mason's not that guy.
My point is, as a genius as you are, you should have been able to scheme up some. How is Andy Reid able to scheme up 3 tight ends in a game?
Yeah, right.
And make it happen. That's an adjustment. That's an adjustment.
Running back he brings in.
That's an adjustment.
Yeah, let me
say He brought Kareem Hunt, which you know about, of Cleveland. He brought him straight off the wherever he was.
Yo, I was
walked right in and got 2 touchdowns yesterday.
We had 3 weeks to get we had all off season. We had every week leading up to the regular season to sign Hunt. We could have. I wanted Hunt on this team. I did. I mean,
so I'm going to say this real quick.
That's that.
I'll bring up
the
stats because that takes us there. Patrick Mahomes, 16 of 27 for 154 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and got sacked twice. Brock Purdy, 17 of 31, 212 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, was only sacked once. Then you go to the run game. Now, this is where it got crazy disparaging. Jordan Mason, 14 carries for 58 yards. Kareem Hunt, 22 for 78. He had 2 TDs. Brock scored 2 TDs on the ground. Like, when you look at this, when he talked about scheming up 3 tight ends, Noah Gray, 4 catches, 66 yards. And when I'm looking at this, Travis Kelce, 4 catches on 5 targets for 17 yards. Their biggest weapon on offense. The guy that has been with Mahomes through all of this.
Yeah, they were beating us with
And
him when we were
he
running
was
zone
the
defense.
third guy. He wasn't even a factor. This motherfucker barely existed.
But it doesn't matter who it is because we're running zone defense, and so Andy Reid's like, you're going to be open in the middle of the zone, and I'm going to tell Patrick to throw it to you. He's going to throw it to you. We're going to gain yards. That's what it was.
But what I'm saying is,
every time we run zone, we get beat in the middle with the tight end.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you have these dudes missing stars, just like Rod said earlier. They missing people just like we missing people. This was not a game where one team was at full strength and the other was.
The Chiefs were not good.
Yeah, but no,
at all. We just were worse.
I know, but I'm saying we're missing people. They're missing people. So it couldn't have been anybody saying, "Oh, well, you only won because you." No, we both was missing folks. The shit happened. It is what it is. But when you look at that and you say to yourself, damn, we couldn't get now 1 TD on like through the air. We couldn't actually properly push the ball down the field. Kyle is supposed to be a genius, but you cannot figure out one defensive coordinator. One. There are 32 teams in the damn league, and you got one that continually figures out a way to own you no matter who you got back there. And what kills me about that
we could have
is
had 2 touch. I mean, if you really think about it, though, we could have had 2 touchdowns.
I know,
Brock,
but
Brock
we can't do this.
Both
we can't do the shoulda, woulda, coulda no more.
And Stride.
The game's over. We already took the L. But what I'm saying is, you have guys that should have been able to get the job done. And the thing that really kills me is the defense did what they could. The only thing that I'm pissed off about, honestly, is that Patrick Mahomes run. And the situation is simple. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, if you hit him, you get the 15 because he's right there on the sideline."
Take the 15 and knock his ass out.
Exactly. You know why? Because you know what? There's a running back that don't play no more, that held out for a lot of money and wound up falling apart after that. His name is Le'Veon Bell. But do you know what Le'Veon Bell did? Did you ever see Le'Veon Bell run? Have you ever paid close attention to how he does it? This motherfucker damn near walked to the damn line and randomly takes the fuck off. If you go back and watch Le'Veon Bell's old Steelers tape, he will shuffle his feet to get to where he needs to go. And then randomly, this motherfucker's ripped off 40 yards. And you're like, how the hell is it happening? Same thing that Patrick Mahomes did the other day. He tiptoed on that sideline. And because the players were so afraid of getting that extra 15, they didn't touch him and let him walk up the fucking sideline. No, I don't care. If you don't step out, you're a runner. You know what that means? I get to knock the shit out of you.
I mean, Collins.
Whether I got to take that 15 or not doesn't matter. I'm going to knock the shit out of your ass. I'm going to hit Patrick Mahomes as hard as Jawan Jennings blocks motherfuckers into the goddamn coolers. I'm trying to hit him that much and hit him that fast. The situation yesterday was just pathetic in every which way you can think of. And my biggest thing is I'm just tired of losing to that team. I don't care about losing to any other team, but for some reason, every time it's the Chiefs, it stings worse because you can't get the job done against them. And I don't know when he's going to figure that out. They even asked Fred Warner at his presser. They straight up said, there are people out there saying that the Chiefs are your kryptonite. And you know what? I thought he was going to give a PR answer, but shout out to Fred Warner for being a G. He said, until we beat them, they're going to keep saying that. Once we
Throw
beat
that
'em,
fucking
and we
boombox
don't-
away.
You
Throw
said
that
what?
fucking boombox away. The shit is old. The shit is
Oh,
not
yeah,
working.
no,
no
you
more.
coming out to the
Throw that
boombox ain't
stupid
doing
shit
you no
outta here.
good. It's
Outta
not
here.
helping you. You're done. You're done. The special teams, we can't get that shit right. And I'm sorry, but I'm telling you right now,
That's
Chris
on Kyle.
Forrester, you need to go. You need to get the fuck out of here. Don't come back. Don't look back. Don't do nothing. I need a new O-line coach that's going to get these boys in shape and have them blocking the way they're supposed to block. Because this fucking makeshift bullshit that we have, Jake Brendel worthless ass and Colton McKivitz worthless ass. The only people that we got on the team is Pooney and Trent and you know what I'm saying, Banks. Your center needs to be the dude. He needs to call out the protections at the line. He needs to have so much responsibility that it makes Brock almost obsolete to a fault when it comes to understanding the coverages and things of that nature. You need to be that elite. But we signed this stupid motherfucker when we could have drafted Creed Humphrey. We could have invested in a right tackle, but we didn't do that. Why? Because we thought Colton McKivitz was good enough. We've seen for years that Colton McKivitz ain't good enough, but they just keep acting as if the O-line doesn't matter, and I don't understand why.
I mean, I think
I got
it's
a question.
cost effective when you have all these contracts. I mean, you're going to have to pay Creed Humphrey first. Where'd he go? Second round?
Yeah. I think it was
You're going to have to pay this dude, you know, like I think it's all cost effective. We're not investing in the offensive line heavily because frankly, it's going to take away from some of our skill positions, right?
We can't get the ball to the skill positions if we don't have a good line.
I mean,
Right.
we did a damn good job of it last year, bro. I mean,
This ain't last year. We can't mark on last year.
Up until Kansas City, though, Rod, we were moving the ball quite well. We were.
Against who? I mean, even putting against who? We had
Whoever
two
we put
games
in
up
front of
front.
us. Naturally, it wasn't. We still moved the ball. That's my point. We
How
moved
many
the ball.
points are we putting up in the
Not
red
enough.
zone?
Not enough. We are moving the ball up the field better than we were last season. We are finishing worse though in the red zone than we did last season.
Yeah,
so we
it's
were
hard.
better in the red zone last season, but we were not as good as this season moving the ball up the field.
Yeah, see,
I mean,
so
John,
Kyle has
let me
always
put it
been
this way.
one of those-
Let me put it this way real quick. We were better in the red zone because of one guy, and that's Christian McCaffrey.
And
Yeah,
we're better moving
Yeah,
the ball
I mean,
down the field because
I
of Brock
don't
Purdy.
think it's a bad thing though. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean,
here's my
some
thing with
teams
the-
only have 1 or 2 star players, and they do what they got to do.
But here's
You
my
know?
thing with the O-line.
And somehow
I understand what
can't
you're
get
talking
it.
about as far as the money and the numbers. Like I get that. But
I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know,
But
D.
no,
It
no,
could be
no. I
completely.
get you.
They might just say, "Hey, I love the dude." They're
Yeah,
all
here's-
about character guys, dude. So they might just think that this dude's just he wears his jeans nice. Like it's as simple as that.
But what I'm saying is, Kyle, since he's gotten here, which still confuses me to this day, he always want to invest in the D line. You can go out and find the best all defensive line free agents and keep signing these motherfuckers and feed them to Kasaric and give them to him and say, "Hey, make this guy a star." But you can't do that with your O-line. You can't find a couple of real dudes that can get the job done that you know that you know can actually go
What's
out
up,
there
Red?
and really block somebody. When we drafted Pooney, all I was sitting there doing was shocked. I'm like, wait a minute, why did we draft the offensive lineman? We don't do that. When did this? Why and when did this happen? And I hope to God that this dude is good. And he has been. Pooney made Chris Jones look pedestrian at times yesterday. He did fairly good. But at the
We
end
never
of the
heard Chris Jones's voice except for
voice,
once.
yeah, we didn't hear his name called,
No.
none of that.
They neutralized
saying
him quite
is-
well. They
Yeah,
did.
but what I'm saying is you still have to. I've always thought in the opposite of Kyle. I would rather have my O-line right and
Thought the same thing, Dion.
and and put a good quarterback back there. If I put Brock behind a good O-line, then I'm okay. You know why? He has time. That means he's fine. He'll figure it out. He'll know who's open. He'll see who gets open. The players will start to realize, hey, we have more time. As a DB, you don't want to cover a receiver for more than 4 seconds. That is a max. You do not want to be out there covering a motherfucker for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 seconds. People may think of that as a short span of time, but when you are on a field, that is fucking forever. Just think about it like this. You call customer service, they put you on hold. They may have only put you on hold for 2 minutes. 2 minutes ain't that damn long, but it felt like fucking forever to you. You know why? Because all you had to do was sit there and listen to bum-ass fucking hold music that's probably putting you to sleep any damn way. But at the end of the day, you've got to be able to figure out how to keep your quarterback upright, and you've got to be more innovative and more flexible with your game plans. My number one thing with Kyle is you don't have a backup plan. You have plan A. I need you to have plan B and C and possibly a plan D, because certain players you rely on to consistently be on the field are not those dudes. Debo has never been consistently healthy the whole time he's been with us, ever. And you rely on him and make stuff around him, and then when he ain't playing, you sit there and look dumbfounded. When Christian's not in, you look dumbfounded. You know what you do? You go back to the drawing board. You know what you do? You get back in your bag when you first got here, when it was running back by committee. You pull Isaac in the office. You pull JP in the office. You sit them down. You look at them, and there it is. You look at them and you say, hey, this is going to be running back by committee. We're going to be chopping up these carries. Jordan Schroeder is hurt. You're going to have to be out there doing some things. We're going to show you exactly what to do. Bobby T got y'all. Go out there, learn what the fuck we doing, make it happen. You go to Jawan Jennings. You go to Jacob Cowling and Ricky Pearsall, and you look at them and go, hey, BA is out. I'm going to need all three of y'all to account for one of him. And I know he looked bad. He's dropping footballs and everything, but when he's good, we know who he is. So I need y'all to be that version of him as best you can. I'm going to divvy up the fucking touches between all of y'all. But when you on the field, I need you to make plays. The number one thing that really pisses me off about this team is the fact that everybody consistently says the same bullshit, and I want to punch them all in the face when they say it. We don't need no rah-rah guys. If you need that, you should be on this team. You need somebody to dig in your fucking ass every now and then. No Diddy. But you need somebody to get off in you and tell you, hey, man, get your shit together. You need that person to straighten you the fuck out. That's why when you moving out there in the world, I can tell you right now, I got 3 people in my life. 3. Right now. If I'm fucking up, they'll check me. And they know it. They know it. And they can do that. And I'll return that to them. I'm not going to go out there and let them look stupid. You have to have people hold you accountable. And when you punk motherfuckers is walking around talking about, we don't need no rah-rah guy. We don't need no one to hold us accountable. That's the reason why you suck. That's the reason why you're failing, because no one's holding you accountable. You need someone to tell you straight up, hey, look, man, how you moving ain't right. We need you to do this. You need to straighten this out. Get on top of that. Go here. You know what I'm saying?
I've always wondered that. I've always wondered who in the organization is the guy that says enough is enough.
I'm going to tell you right now, one person that's gone that did that, right? And this is right after Fred, Eric, when he was still here, and a couple other people said this. You know who did it? It was Jimmy fucking Ward. Because right after they said that stupid shit, Jimmy Ward called the team-only meeting, and randomly we started playing better. So you really think Jimmy Ward of all people with the type of personality he has, you think he went in there and was like, hey guys, we're not playing well. We should just get it together. No, he went in there and ripped everybody a brand new asshole. He called himself out along with it and held himself accountable. He need other people to do it. You must have someone who holds you accountable and hold your feet to the fire when you're wrong and praises you when you're right. But if you don't have that, you are going to continually find a way to fail because there's no one reminding you of the greatness that lives inside of you. You need to be uplifted. You need sometimes to be broken down to be built back up. But if you consistently think that you are already great and you don't need that, you can never progress forward in life because you yourself don't have that mindset of I can get better. You basically have the feeling of I arrived. I don't need no one to tell me nothing. And last time I checked, we ain't got no Michael Jordan on this fucking team.
3 minutes left. Roquan Smith, yet another tackle.
Well, let me ask you this, John, since I didn't get to ask you earlier. So we got some Niner fans saying that our O-line is actually pretty good this season. Why is this the case when obviously they're straight trash? And yesterday kind of proved the point too.
I mean, I don't know, bro. The truth, look, to me, that's the best defense you're going to see right now.
Yep.
Kansas City's defense, they're going. That is the best defense that this team has seen and probably will see. So, do I think that they were completely trash yesterday? I don't think they were all completely trash. I don't think so. I mean, if you neutralize Jones, that's a win for the O-line. And if they're moving Jones around on that line, that's still a win for me, bro. Like, I'm not going to sit here and trash the O-line today. I mean, I can tell you that McKivitz sucks. I can tell you that Brendel at times is not good. But McKivitz in the past has been so bad that Brendel's been getting a pass. But as far as the Kansas City game, I think they held up. I think for the most part, I think. Look, we just were limited on resources. Unfortunately, Debo at a game time scratch, bro. Like, that's no good, you know. Yes, I am a firm believer. Now, I will say, and you guys, I understand that you're not big fans of relying on one individual, but folks, in this particular scheme, when you are a featured player, you are a necessity. CMC's absence has changed the trajectory of this team.
Fuck yeah,
so much. I mean, if you remember, we were 3-4 going into the deadline to acquire him. And then we just went on a tear. All right. And then we just went on a fucking tear. So it's not all doom and gloom, even if Debo's in the hospital and Jennings is not prepared. If you have enough time to design your plays and work in Cowing and dare I say it, Ronnie Bell, as much as I want to fucking bite my tongue, or Persall, right? Like, now you have time, and now like, these guys aren't just coming in because of the injury. Now they're going to be centered in the scheme, in the design plays. Those installs will include these said players, right? I think that you'll see a more fluid game. I think Cowing can be great. I do. I believe that. I think
as long as you scheme him up properly, because 5'7", you can't make him a number one receiver.
No, you got to put him in the slot.
Well, here's the thing. Everything you're saying right now, John V, makes total sense. We just need our head coach to actually do that. And the issue is he continually schemes shit up for players we don't fucking have. And when those players aren't there, he seems to mentally disappear, as if he doesn't know what to do with the other guys that we have. You know what the worst quote that Kyle Shanahan says? Oh, I like what I saw in the guy. I saw something. You saw something in CJ fucking Beathard too. And that made you pass up on two, at the time, fucking franchise quarterbacks. One is only one of them is still a franchise quarterback. The other one is just a shell of himself raping Cleveland for every dime they have. Pause. So it's a situation of him doing that and actually saying, I don't have the guys that what the fuck, Tommy? Where'd that shit come from?
You've been wild the whole time, man. I'm like,
I miss Tommy, man. I miss Tommy.
Tommy's a fucking fool. I'll tell you this, that motherfucker played a mean guitar though.
No doubt. You know what? I've never even heard him. I've never seen him play. I've never heard him play, but I believe it.
Are you sure you don't follow him on Instagram, bro? He be fucking it up. I'll give him that much. Tommy is dope on that.
Do I follow Tommy?
Oh, bro, he puts that shit up there. He's fucking it up. But either way,
I agree with you, CJ. This is 2020.
Yeah, but this is starting to feel like that, and the issue is
man. I wanted not to believe that at all, but now, dude, it's really
shit's
really
crazy.
Starting. I didn't believe that. Bashar as my witness. Like I was trying to shoot down that narrative, but it's starting to really. It's awful. It's starting to feel like that, bro, in weird ass ways, like pneumonia.
I'm gonna tell you the weirdest thing. So we see that CMC is taking his time off. They're not trying to rush him back. But here's the problem. When CMC gets on that field, because Kyle has been losing games, he's gonna run him into the fucking ground. I know him all too well.
I don't disagree with that. But you do know that CMC demands that shit. It's not always just Kyle. They couldn't get that boy off the field.
You know what I say to that? Protect your players from themselves. Your players.
Be a coach. Be a fucking coach.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Dion, you know that I have for years I have said, do not allow your players to influence your decisions. I have been saying that. It actually disgusts me how much this team can influence Kyle's decision making.
Yeah, because the issue is, here's the thing: the boy got Achilles tendonitis in both legs. He could blow out both of them motherfuckers the wrong way.
Hold on. Let me say this. John, you own a restaurant, correct? Okay. So, which means you're a leader. As being a leader, you have to make decisions that other people like or don't like. At the end of the day, that's what a leader does. So, being that being that Kyle is the coach, regardless of what CMC wants, you tell him no. He can sit over there, he can sulk, he can do whatever he wants to.
Yeah.
You're going to split carries with Mason, and everything will keep running like an oil ship. Like, why are we sitting up here again excusing situations for Kyle because he wants to, like you just said, and I agree with you, Dion, he's going to run him into the ground. But my thing of it is, hey, I'm going to work you into this. You're only going to get 15 to maybe 20 touches this game instead of 45 or however many he gets, and run him all the way into the ground, and then he's done within 3 games, and then we get into the playoffs, limp into the playoffs, and then we're out the first round.
I mean,
you can't. No. Rod, that's. I mean, that's. I agree with both of you. But but the fact still remains is that are we in the Super Bowl without it? Are we competing without running CMC into the ground?
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you,
was Mason ready? Was Mason ready last season?
Let me tell you this. The number one reason that I think we're still competing is because when Kyle first got here, was it not running back by committee? Was it not running back by committee before CMC came the fuck along? We never made one person shoulder the load. We
don't have that kind of talent now in that room.
Listen to me. Hold on. Excuse me. Let me run this back by you. Jordan Mason looked damn good. Isaac Grindle don't look too bad. We've got enough fucking people on this goddamn team for them to be.
Mason was not protecting the ball, brother. With all due respect, I did not trust Mason carrying the ball.
You got it. Okay. And CMC fumbled in the Super Bowl. We had a drive and we was already about to score on the first damn drive, and we were out there offensively.
I mean, that's fair.
My thing is, I understand why people feel they don't trust Mason, but at the same time, everybody fumbles. Brock just had a shitty ass game. Every quarterback has a fucked up game. People. I'll give you the perfect example of quarterbacks having shitty seasons. You know, Peyton Manning was fucking hot garbage in his first season. 4-11. That was real ugly. That was bad, and people forget that. I think Peyton set the single season interception record for a quarterback. He was horrid his first season. It took him a second to get it, but he was bad. Every quarterback goes through spells. All I'm saying is the moniker that Kyle Shanahan has been bestowed upon him by the media, by people around him. Here's the thing: you don't fall in line with that when you can't adjust and innovate when shit ain't in your way. Like when shit's not going your way, you need to be able to figure out how to do it and go forward. And if you gotta say, I gotta go back to running back by committee, then you gotta look Steve C in the face and tell him, look, you got Achilles tendonitis in both fucking legs. Let me explain something to you. I'm not running you into the ground. You just like Rod said, I'm gonna give you about 15 to 20 a game. I'm gonna see how you look. And yes, I'm going to do certain things, but you know what? JP has been running very well. The man is still averaging over 4 yards a fucking carry, which is fantastic. And he seems to be able to stay healthy, unlike Elijah fucking Mitchell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him
Elijah was carrying almost 6.4 yards a carry.
Yeah, but
I remember at Mitchell. I know. But when he was at his best, that dude was carrying just over 6 yards a carry, if not 6 yards a carry. That was. We ran him into the ground, though.
You're right. But what I'm saying is, you basically tell them, hey, I know you want to be out there. I know you want to do this. I know that you feel that you could be out there every single play, but I got to protect you from you because if I don't, I lose you. We lose.
Dion, what about the contracts, though? What if the contracts are structured with this many carries? This.
Then you. Okay, you know what? I got you on that one. I got you on.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. What if?
I'm about to answer that.
What if it's structured in a sense that you demand this many carries?
I'm going to answer it. You never structure a contract like that in the first damn place. Whenever you.
I'm saying on CMC's side, like I come to San Francisco, this is what I want.
Listen to me. This is what you do. Whenever you see a contract that is incentive laden, that means the team does not want to pay you. Your base salary probably is ass, but you've got all these incentives to hit to be able to get to that 17, 18, 19, 20 million, whatever it is. So the thing is what do teams 90% of the time do when they see somebody right near that incentive? They stop fucking with them. They don't give them the ball. They don't target.
Yeah. I think we've had this discussion before, bro.
The only people who can get their incentive without question is defensive players and especially defensive stars. So Myles Garrett, if he has incentives, he's gonna hit them. You know why? You can't keep Myles Garrett off the field too long because you know he's too much of a game record. TJ Watt, if he got incentives, that motherfucker's hitting his incentives. You know why? He's a one-man wrecking crew. So you have to look at it like this. I don't care what incentives I gave you. If you really like those incentives and you really want that to be the case, I'm gonna need you to understand I'm going to get you in the game. I'm going to gradually put you in. And once I feel that you are back to normal, we will move things back to the way that they used to be. But until I see that, you are going to have to take less carries. I'm going to have to manage your body. I need to make sure you are getting the proper treatment after every single game. Whatever we need to do to make sure your Achilles feels good, we're going to do it. I don't care if I got to pay, the therapist overtime money to make sure that whatever you're doing as far as physical therapy to get that Achilles right and so it doesn't rupture on you while you're playing, we're going to do that as a team. He flew all the way to fucking Germany to go get this shit checked out. So that tells you that the young man takes credit. But then you got his daddy on national television going, unfortunately, I love my son, but this is his fault. He do too much. He trained a little too hard. We understand wanting to be great, but sometimes you have to be mindful because you're pushing yourself so hard that you are taking away from your greatness because you are doing more than you need to. Sometimes it's okay to take a step back.
One thing the body is always going to do, the body will always shut down when it's time.
Yeah, your body
will
will always tell you. This is the reason why I'd rather listen to a player over a head coach, because you know your body. You know what your body will and won't do. I can tell you right now, thank God to this day, I have never broken a bone in my life.
Yeah, thank God for you.
I have pulled and strained everything you can fucking think of. I got a left shoulder right now. They've been telling me for years, Deion, the only way to correct that is to get surgery. I ain't letting nobody cut me open. I'm going to deal with this pain, and that's just going to be that. It's not bad enough to a point where I can't raise
You are so fucking stubborn, bruh.
But
You
I
are so
have no
stubborn, bruh.
aspiration of letting somebody cut my black ass open, and then I fuck around and my shoulder all messed up, and I'm out here looking ridiculous. But it's understanding the limits of the players and playing to players' strengths, and that's all we're asking Kyle to do. And this next game against the Cowboys, figure out what Pearsall's strength is, play to it. Figure out how you can utilize Cowan and play to that strength. If Deebo isn't back, we're going to have to go ahead and probably put, maybe hopefully Juwan is back from that hip injury and we can put him out there. We know Purdy loves him and he has a great connection with him. But we've got to figure it out.
Well, I like Conley. I think Conley can step up for Jennings, and I think Pearsall.
He's a cool possession receiver, but I'm not going to rely on him.
No. But I mean, look. Terrence Marshall probably shouldn't have been let go. I think Terrence Marshall might have been an asset to this team eventually, not right out the gate because he ain't done shit, but his measurables were fantastic for a receiver.
Yeah.
And a great talent in college ball. So I would have loved to see Terrence Marshall just kind of sprinkled in a sense, bro. I don't even know. At this point, I don't even know what you're going to do. But you know what I'm saying? Like when we grabbed him, Bashar and I were kind of talking about this on his show. We kind of hoped to see Terrence Marshall. I thought that maybe he would, just because of his measurables alone. That young man is 6'3". He might be 6'3", 6'4"-ish. I could be wrong. I could be totally talking out of my ass. But I believe he was a tall talent and a great red zone target. So that said, look, I fear that you're going to have to speed up Pearsall a little bit more than you wanted to. You're going to have to. We were trying to ramp him up, but now I think it's going to have to be sped up. And
no choice.
And maybe the kid. Look, if the kid's as tough as they say he is, then he's up for it.
He's as tough as he is. Yeah, he got shot.
He's been waiting for it. He's been waiting
for it.
I'm a fucking 50 Cent right there.
Football should be the easiest part now. You got shot, man.
Look, he should be
anybody.
He should be coming out to many men.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and the craziest thing for me is, I was trying my best because I just all I want is Kyle to live up to the moniker that everybody keeps giving him, and I know that this unfortunately has not been the case for all these years. And as much as people would love it, I will always state this: he's the opposite of his father. That man had lost 2 Super Bowls and lost one as a coordinator. His daddy is the polar opposite. He flipped a coin. He won 1 as a coordinator, won 2 as a head coach. But the one thing you never saw Mike Shanahan do was allow him to get in his own way. He was smart enough to understand when shit wasn't working right. And to be honest,
Kubiak. You also had Kubiak, who was his offensive coordinator, and he believed it, and he understood
that's Kyle. And we have all been yelling that for years. We know Kyle needed. We know he needed court. This is the reason why when Mike McDaniels left, everybody was like, "Damn, why?" It was the only person.
He was the only one he gave
in here that he trusted.
Yeah,
the only one. No, he don't trust nobody else, bro. Anybody
over 20 years together. Bro, I mean, that's a 20 years spent together. Those dudes between him and Mike. That's your homie and your business and your coworker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your right hand man, so to speak.
But if that's your right hand, if that's the thing is as people running any type of business, you must know when to cut bait, and you must know when to step back and say, I'm wrong.
Right.
When you can hold yourself accountable before others do, that makes you a great person. If you put it like this, John, you got somebody come in and you know you got an attendance policy, and you told this motherfucker to be here at 7 o'clock every day, but every day he show up 7:15, 7:20, 7:30. He come in when he feel like it. At some point, you're gonna look at him and go, "Hey man, there's an attendance policy around this motherfucker, and I'm gonna need you to follow it." Okay. Don't think you come
regardless
in
of how many years we've been working together. Because if I let you slide and they see that John's right-hand man can slide, then I could take a little too. You give an inch, they take a mile. That shit's legit. It is 100% fact.
So we need to. So Kyle has to do with CMC. He has to look at him and say, "Look, man, I like you. I like you a lot, and you know I will run you into the ground with no fucking hesitation.
Right.
This go round, I can't do that. I need you to understand your carries will increase as long as I see proper progress. You have to tell that to some of your players. I'll give you the perfect example. Look at the Jets. Y'all the Jets fired Robert Saleh. You know, when Saleh was there, that defense was only giving up 17.6 points a game. You know, that exploded to almost 30 when he left. The Jets offense,
he knew it.
He was there.
He knew
but
that shit.
At the end of the day, that's not his fault. That's because Aaron decided, I need Nathaniel Hackett. Okay, now you got Hackett. What you doing? You had Mike Williams, you had Garrett Wilson, you had Breece Hall, and you still didn't do shit.
Now Hackett doesn't call the plays.
Yeah, you got Devontae and you got Alan Lazard there. Two of your primary dudes when you was at your prime, and you look like shit.
Garrett's going to be gone, bro. He can't even catch a cold, bro, at this point.
And at the end of the day, I feel
they brought Devontae in.
The only person I feel bad for is Devontae. You know why? Because you went somewhere to die. The Jets organization just unfortunately is not the best. The last time the Jets were relevant, Butt Fumble was the quarterback.
Hey,
that's literally how long it's been since the Jets have been relevant. Mark Sanchez took them motherfuckers to 2 AFC Championship games in a row. Now, mind you, that Jets defense was solid. But at the end of the day, if you gave number 10 credit, you're going to have to give Sanchez credit too. He was on the fucking team. He was the quarterback. At the end of the day, that motherfucker took them where they hadn't been since Joe Namath.
Who should get more blame for their team's massacre in being bad this year? The Jets and Rodgers or the Niners and Kyle?
Ooh, I think it's equal.
I think it's the Jets.
I think it's equal. I think they both.
Yeah, I think it's the Jets.
I can't give one over the other. They both been bad.
I say Kyle. Kyle because Kyle has more talent. He beat the Jets.
Okay,
but let me put it this way too. Devontae went from a 2-5 team to another 2-5 team.
Hey man,
and colder.
Did you see the rest of it though? With the homies though, it says.
Yeah.
He went from a 2-5 team to a 2-5 team with the homies though.
Oh no, hey,
it's a little better when you with your boys though, and you 2-5.
Right.
Bash keeps saying dude wants out. I did not know that. I see that he's disappointed. But
he wanted.
They're not gonna keep bouncing him around.
He told the Raiders that
he got beat by the Steelers twice in 7 days. That's crazy as shit.
Yeah, that's
wild.
Really?
That is wild.
Yeah, because they lost.
I didn't know that.
He lost with the Raiders, and he lost with the Jets, bro. That's crazy.
That is wild. I didn't even know that.
Hey, he didn't.
That's crazy.
Steelers. He lost to Justin Fields, and then the following week,
and he lost to Russell
Wilson.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up,
bro. That's the worst. That is literally the worst thing that could ever happen. Bro, that's okay. That's like literally. That's like getting cheated on twice within
horrible,
not
bro.
even a span of 2 weeks.
By the homeboy and the best friend.
Great. Next thing you see her out with another dude, you're like, man, fuck her. I'm moving on. I got a new broad. And you see a new broad out with another dude, you're like, damn, bro, I just can't win. I did
Not this week.
but
Not
shit
this
ain't
week, bruh.
This shit ain't working. And Russ looked like old Russ, didn't he? In that last
He
game?
did. He did. I was impressed.
Yeah,
I was
throwing
impressed.
them
At
deep
his
balls,
age,
too.
running all over the place like a crazy person, bro. I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I
I'm
was
not gonna lie.
definitely like,
But
wait a minute. Where the
I'm
fuck was this
also
guy?
I was also getting really sick and tired of this fucking carousel with Pittsburgh. They
Oh,
couldn't
yeah,
make up their mind who they're starting, who's their starter. I mean, Tomlin, bro, for being an elite coach.
What's up,
This
Nick?
man couldn't make up his mind to save his life with the
I don't know, Nick.
with a
I don't
quarterback.
know, Nick. I don't know.
Nick's a Cowboys fan too.
I don't know, Nick. Hey, we lost to the Rams. We lost to the Cardinals. I don't know, Nick.
This is the one
I'm
time
not confident every
this is
week.
the one time that this cast of characters you see right here actually is questionable on whether we're gonna beat the Cowboys.
Talent wise,
No.
we should win this.
We're beating Dallas, bro.
Okay.
We're beating Dallas. Now look,
John,
look,
let me ask you this, John. If we lose, hypothetically, if we lose, how would you feel?
I'm crashing out. Rod, I'm crashing out.
Hey, bro. Look,
I mean,
we all know
hand to God, bro. I'm crashing out.
we all know John B's crash outs are serious.
I will crash out. Because look, at this point, putting all of my criticism for Kyle, putting all of my criticism towards anything and everything that's made this particular season where we are right now. I do believe that at some point this team is going to get it figured out. They've lost to two division rivals with a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Now, that shit that pisses you off. But when you lose a homie, you get like I always. Now this is gonna sound crazy as fuck.
Because we got.
It's gonna sound crazy as fuck.
Are we? Yeah, we're going to Dallas. Right?
Home game.
Listen, this slate of games, D, this stretch here before the gauntlet, after the bye, like we were supposed to win all these all these home games should have been dubs, right? With the exception of the Kansas City game, that was an L on my sheet. But
mine too.
Mine too.
That said, there has to be some spark that this team always responds by either a spark or a trade. It just does.
I will say this.
History, we respond with a trade and with a spark, right?
Yeah.
Dallas's run defense is so bad. If we don't run that ball down their fucking throat, we are stupid.
We were supposed to do that against the Rams.
Why aren't we running the ball with? Why have we? First of all, why don't we have?
You said, live to fight another day.
His name, dude, the running back that we've had here.
Garendo?
Mitchell?
Not Garendo.
Mitchell?
No.
Mason?
No, he's not on this roster. We let him go. Breida. Why isn't Breida on this roster?
Yeah, I mean the same. It was a 10-point game.
Your guess
Go
is as
get
good as
Jeffrey
mine.
Wilson. Go get Jeffrey Wilson out of Miami. Bring that motherfucker back to San Francisco. I know Mostert. I don't know that Mostert wants to come back. He hated it here.
Jeff Wilson. He's another one that complained about them getting used too much or whatever. Him and Raheem, they both bitched about it. Remember?
Oh, but neither one of those motherfuckers had a problem reaching into other people's pockets, talking about who got paid and I want paid. You remember that shit?
Right.
Yeah, we definitely remember that. Especially him.
I know that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, my thing is, if you want to get paid, you need to be out there on the field, and you can't be mad when you ain't out there on the field if you ain't getting paid.
And if you want to fucking win, get your ass back here.
Yeah, Heem had two injuries that kicked his ass. And at first it was a forearm injury, and he had just started warming up. And then I think he had he tore like his ACL or some shit. But at the end of the day, man, we've been going on for a cool ass minute.
Hour and a half.
But
show, man.
This is for me. This is what I'll say. Do I feel like we're gonna beat the Cowboys? I'm at a maybe. I'm not certain. But one thing that I do
we gotta write this shit, bro.
Yeah, we do. But the thing is if we beat them, I need us to go in there and beat the brakes off of the Cowboys. Like he said in the comments, I want them to go in there and take their frustrations out on them. I need you to go in there, and Dak need to be looking up so much he think he in heaven. Okay? Yeah. We all know they ain't got no run game. Zeke Elliott ain't worth shit. And we all know the only person they got in the pass game is CeeDee Lamb. Everybody else they got as far as receivers ain't worth a dime. So this is an easy W. We should win, but with the way that we've been playing lately, I just don't know, man. But I'm gonna kick it down to JV for his final thoughts, and then we'll kick it over to Rod and up to B-Dubs.
Listen, I do believe we beat Dallas. I do believe that this week's installs they'll matter. There's something to play for now, bro. Your teammate is down. BA is down. You have a reason to play for this man. There's a spark. That's your spark. This Niner team, they can't go down like this, bro. I don't want to see them go down like this. All right. So
we can't.
So in my mind, this is their spark. They just got to play. Fuck Dallas. It's always fuck Dallas, bro.
Oh, that's guaranteed. Oh, that ain't never
even.
Yeah,
no matter what, I don't give a damn if I don't give a damn what the circumstances are. It's fuck Dallas every single season. Period.
Rod, what you got?
Hate to be the Debbie Downer. I'm gonna say it like this. At the end of the day, man, Kyle, this is your opportunity to get this stuff done. But this is also a thing, though. What I feel like to your defense, John, is gonna happen. We beat Dallas. We go into the bye week, and then we go on this run, and then it's all forgotten about Kyle. Nobody has an issue or anything like that.
It's gonna happen again.
Like, I think this is gonna happen again. I get tired of this shit, and then it's always flooded with, see, Kyle is the guy. See, I told you, Kyle. And then we ended this all over again, and then we get somewhere in the Super Bowl, or somewhere in the playoffs, and we lose. Like, it just has to be. I need somebody somewhere within upper management. John York, I don't know, man. You need some Diddy liquids or something, man, and figure out something, because you can't speak to John to Kyle and tell him, hey man, check this out. Get this rock to these guys, figure it out. Stop calling whatever you think. Give more to Brock and let him figure certain things out himself. We're gonna have to pay this dude next year.
Mm-hmm.
This is the opportunity now, with all these new pieces that you have right now, to figure this shit out real quick and give this guy the keys and let him figure this part out. Because if you don't, this shit's gonna be real bad. It's gonna get real ugly. It's gonna get real stale. Because this locker room, you're gonna end up losing this locker room with this still same mediocre players. I'm telling you, the writing literally is on the wall. Anytime you have, regardless of how people want to look at it, anytime you have a wide receiver walk out there, different color short, and I'm a big Brandon Ayuk fan. Anytime you have a wide receiver walk out there with different color shorts than the rest of the team purposely, and then take them off and have the regular shorts under there, I'm telling you, you're slowly losing that locker room with little minute shit. It becomes just an actual job instead of it being a team game. So that's the stuff that I look at, is how people really pay attention and listen to Kyle and the schemes and all this other stuff. The Cabo clique and all that, you got them. You know, your youth checks and all that. Oh, let's get back to Niner football and all that. This Niner football shit in the Niner way ain't working right now. Teams are up. They're up to par with what we run. You're not being exotic on any plays. We got one different exotic play, and that was in the Super Bowl from Jennings to McCaffrey for a touchdown. Since then, we haven't seen nothing new. At some day, you got to evolve into something. I'm tired of the mediocrity. We can easily score over 30 in our sleep if we open up the playbook and try some things. Hey, you can try some things to the sideline. You got receivers that that can make something happen out there. But we can't constantly keep looking at the middle of the field. That's getting too old. It's getting run. And now you got these guys now with BA not being there who draws so much attention. Now what you gonna do? You got to game plan for everybody. Stop game planning for just Debo. Stop game planning for just CMC. They're not here. Figure it out. You're the genius. Figure it out. That's it.
Here's one thing I'm gonna say before I give it to you, Brandon. Take us out. What Rod said was so true, and a lot of people don't want to believe this, but it is a fact that after a while of the same old shit, players get tired of it, and they stop believing in the coach. I am sorry if I am with the coach for 7 years. And this motherfucker has not found a way for us to be able to get to the big game and finish. I lose faith in you more and more as time goes on. Okay, that's like being in a relationship with somebody and you continually tell them, "Hey man, you need to fix your attitude. That shit ain't cool," and they just never fix it. After a while, you know what you gonna do, man? Fuck this. I'm gonna get with somebody who's gonna have the attitude that I like. You gonna move on. And when you lose the locker room, you're going to continually lose games because you know what players are doing at that point? They're playing for their money.
Right.
When you're playing for your money, you don't care about the team. You don't care about nobody. I'm trying to get my incentives. I'm trying to get my fucking check. And I'm trying to get out of here healthy so I can come back next week and get that same damn game check week in and week out. You start playing for the wrong reasons. And you can't regain that locker room. You know what I hear a lot from people real quick is, oh, well, what if he leaves us and goes somewhere else and actually does it? Well, good for him. Who gives a fuck? Andy Reid, I'm going to tell you right now, do you think the people in Philly are sad that Andy Reid left? No. You know why? Because before Andy Reid won his first Super Bowl ring, they got one after he left. Jeffrey
Dion, let me ask you a question.
Here too long, and it's time for you to go. Thanks.
B, give me a second. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that the Super Bowl is lost if Greenlaw is healthy and plays 4 quarters?
No.
I honestly don't think so. I think the main thing is the minute they don't see Dre, they automatically get happy. I mean, there were players on the sidelines. They literally had them on recording. Like, thank God he went down.
Yeah.
Because they know that here's the thing. Dre and Fred are perfect for each other. You know why? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Rod. What you got?
No. I was with you. I was about to say the same thing. Like Dre cleans up a lot of what Warner does. Yep. Absolutely. I agree with you. I was with you. No.
Dre, look, that is Batman and fucking Robin.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Like it's not meant to be a bad thing.
That's Fred.
Right.
Barney. Like those two are together. They do it right because you know what Dre does? Dre does the dirty work. Fred is the face. He's the clean guy. But Dre
finesse guy. He's the finesse guy.
Like this.
Right. Dre's the muscle. Dre's the muscle.
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say let's put it in
bronze.
terms.
What is it? Bronze and brains, right?
Exactly. Fred is sitting there, and you know what Fred does? Fred is the dude sitting back in the chair, and you flinch the wrong way, and Dre goes. He's the one that's taking you out. Now Fred can handle his business, but Fred don't have to because
Fred don't have to do anything. Fred gives the look. Dre does the work.
Exactly.
Right.
And I can tell you right now, if that was Dre Greenlaw and he saw Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, he would have lit his ass up and he wouldn't have gave 2 fucks about fines or anything. He'd have knocked the shit out of his ass. But the thing is everybody gets that trepidation. Oh, it's Mahomes. I can't touch him. If I touch him the wrong way, they're going to throw a flag. You need to play with reckless abandon when you play quarterbacks like that.
Exactly why Fred
there is one quarterback, and I mentioned him during this podcast. His name is Tom Brady. And you know the reason Tom Brady lost? Because Tom Brady didn't like getting rattled in the pocket. And you know what the Giants did? They rattled him in the pocket. Right. They made him uncomfortable. And when you made Brady uncomfortable, he was not the same dude. That's
No,
why
he was.
the Giants won
He
those
was a
Super Bowls.
general,
And
bro.
guess who was the fucking defensive coordinator? The same guy that just whooped our ass in both Super Bowls and all 5 of the games that we have played the Kansas City Chiefs. Steve Spagnuolo. You got to.
Tom
be
looked
smart.
like a psychopath when he's holding his line accountable. When they
Yes.
got to walk off the field, if they got to punt, he would step off the field. That dude's face, he looked like he was motherfucking everyone in their mother. You understand what I'm saying? Like coaches didn't have to get involved. Tom looked you in the face and said, "Get your fucking head right."
Mm-hmm.
He would go ballistic, and I loved it, and I love that part of that competitor in him.
He's the extension of the coach.
Yeah,
So all he's doing is exactly what Bill Belichick would hope and would rely on him to do as being the captain, as the head man of the offensive side, at least.
There's been a tandem in every successful franchise in all of sports history. Whether it was coach and player, player and player, there has always been a tandem that has been that has just emulated success throughout all sports. Go ahead, B. My bad, bro.
No, all good. This was a great show, guys. I appreciate you, Rod, and you, John, joining the show today. It was
always
a pleasure, both, man. Good to see your face, John. Don't be a stranger.
Good to see you, bro, man. Listen, all the love to the family. Right back at you. I appreciate it, man. Every time I hear from you.
That's all love to everybody here, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my brothers,
always
man.
good to have you guys
I'm
on
so
the show.
glad that this stuff
always
exists
a pleasure,
for us
Rod.
to
Always
be
a
able to
pleasure,
commune
man.
like
Likewise,
this.
y'all.
Because we all got our own lives and everything. But when we go talk about our team, it's better to talk about it with like-minded folks because it gives
hell yeah.
Right, for sure.
this to somebody who does not know shit about football. I will tell you this, and we're gonna end it on that. I gauge Niner fans when I first meet them because a lot of them don't know the goddamn thing. They just wearing the fucking jersey.
Facts.
I know if you really a fan by the way you react to me because you can see it. A lot of people be out there just wearing the gear. They don't know nothing happening.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did we win last week? You're not a real fan.
Correct.
I don't know if we won. Check fucking ESPN. B-Dubs, take us home, baby.
All right, man. Well, without said, we'll be back here to preview the next game, which was the Dallas Cowboys Sunday Night Football. We got
to reach out to Twin and get his brother on because his brother's a Cowboys fan.
And then John and Rod, if you guys want to join too, let me know. I'll let you guys know what day.
Holla at me.
All right,
I do the best I can, B. I'm never dodging you, bro. My schedule's crazy, but I tried, man. I try.
It's all good, man. I totally get you. But until next time, guys.
Hey, hold on real quick before you take us out. Hey, John, let them know where the restaurant at, man. Shit.
Yeah, let the people know.
These motherfuckers
the restaurant.
Know where to go get some of that food,
listen,
bro.
I am not in the mood to discuss that joint right now. That place is on my last nerve.
Hey, before we head out, let the people know where they can find you at.
It is. Listen, let's just say that talking Niners over business every day and twice on Sunday. Always, bro. I can't. That place right now and we are on 2 different planets.
Thanks, Nick.
Listen, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Nick.
The chat has been rocking out. You guys got a great chat. You built up the channel family over the last few seasons. I haven't got to rock with you guys just a few times. But listen, y'all been doing your thing. I'm not always there live, but bro, I check you out, man. I see you.
I appreciate the love, bro.
Rod, you still doing that laugh, what the hell is it called? Sports Laugh and Chill. I gotta tune in, bro. I apologize. I gotta be better.
Man. We got a Rams fan in there, bro. He be killing us every chance he gets.
My cousin.
Yeah,
he's my cousin. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. It's not that other. It's not that other fuckwad that we have everywhere.
Nope, not that one.
What the hell's his name? I got that dude blocked. I couldn't take him anymore. Ram. What the hell? It's
Amelia.
Beto, Ramilia, dude. Oh my god, bro.
Oh no,
that dude was
he was
like a rash, bro.
And I thank him for it. Jim Everett, worthless ass. He don't come around, and I'm glad he don't, because I get tired of him with his dumb shit. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah. All right,
And
fam.
also
All right.
too, before we head out, I also started DJing, so please check out.
Talk your shit, B-Dub.
Thank you. DJ Be Smooth on Instagram and Twitch. So check that shit out. Rod
Hey,
DJs.
I also DJ too. I get
Rod
live
also
too.
DJs too. Rod Kelly.
Jesus, D, we gotta. I might have a recorder around here I could play. I don't know.
Hey, look, John.
I can learn something, bro. We're all instrumental here and shit. Tommy's playing the guitar.
When I was little, I found out that me and Stevie Wonder had the same birthday. I can play the harmonica a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. With that bum ass shoulder, you could be great.
I will.
Keep those instruments light, bro. Keep those instruments light.
Fucking JV, bro. I swear. All right. On that note, go Niners. See you
Stubborn
guys next
motherfucker.
time.
Stubborn. Later, fam. Love y'all.